Welcome back to an all new week, an all new episode reviews as we review episodes of The Loud House. So, thank you all for checking out our stream tonight here on Twitch and then on YouTube if you're watching on the next day. But, anyways, yeah, we're back for new episodes of us reviewing episodes. You know, it's always been this kind of thing every Wednesday. So, yeah, welcome to the stream. My name is Nate. Alongside is my good friend Omid. So, how you been?
What is up, Loud Crowd Casa Crew? Happy Wednesday, as always, as we get this reviews rolling. Hope y'all doing good, and hope y'all ready for what we have to say about these 4 episodes right here.
I must say though, we haven't been. It's been a while since we reviewed some Loud House episodes, but I have to say these four are going to be quite like good, controversial. A lot of things that we're going to be discussing, especially with these four. So,
Definitely, yeah. We got some interesting and juicy stuff we got to say about these episodes. So yeah.
right, exactly. So, okay, so let's just go ahead and go straight to our weekly checkup. Omid, how has your week been since the last time we did these episode reviews?
Well, of course, you already know how it is because, well, you were there with me during one particular day of the weekend. For those who don't know, we were actually at this music and video game festival called MagWest,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it's pretty much a festival, small festival, sort of like a con that is sort of dedicated to video game music and also video gaming, also. And we had plenty of fun time walking around and also playing some old school video games and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely were rocking with the video games, literally playing Mario Party like what for 2 hours. I mean, I want to play arcade games. I wanted to play my Love Life game, Dance Rush, Dance Revolution, but Omid ended up wanting to play like Mario Party, Mario Kart. We didn't play Super Smash Brothers, the regular Super Smash Brothers, unfortunately. But and we didn't have Melee either because I think they had GameCubes there, but we just never had time for us to actually play, Melee.
Unfortunately, but we did play Ultimate, which in my opinion, is the better Super Smash anyway. So,
Hmm. But the other thing too is that we all loved like Melee back in the day. Remember, we always loved to smash it up with Melee. That's I think my wife was my favorite though. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, Mario Party on the other hand, I mean, you just ended up wanting to play it for some reason. Why? Just why?
because I grew up with Mario Party, it was one of my favorite childhood games. Like definitely one of the and especially like with the original 4 Mario parties, they hold
Hmm.
a special place in my heart.
I wanted to play Mario Party 2 because I thought that was my favorite. Like, I thought that was my favorite, like Mario Party. But like Mario Party 1 had a lot more options. Like the game, okay, you have all those courses, and then you have the characters. Then you also do have that island thing, which is actually pretty fun to do if you ever like play that. So, yeah, I think like Mario Party 1 was fine, but I thought Mario Party 2 was a little bit better just because I think it was like more themed with items and banks and other things that could screw you over. I think that was actually a more fun game. So.
You would be right about that, but the reason I chose Mario Party 1 is because with Mario Party 2, it's something I played like much more recently than Mario Party 1 was. Like the last time I played Mario Party 2 was back when I had the Wii U on Virtual Console, like about several years ago. With Mario Party 1, on the other hand, the last time I played it was like literally over a decade ago.
Wow. Yeah. I remember you had your N64 and you used to play that all together. But yeah. Besides that, I mean, here's the thing about Mag West. It was kind of interesting because we only went there for one day and was Saturday, which is the busiest day of busiest day of Mag West. But unfortunately, it was kind of weird considering that it was very slow in the beginning. Like I didn't see much in the marketplace. I didn't see much people playing games. So in the morning, we took advantage of actually playing those video games, like the old games, Ultimate, arcade games before everybody started to come in because like in the afternoon and nighttime you get to see more people come in, they're all playing games and it's like okay, awesome, but we still ended up actually playing those games that we really love to play, like like Mario Party and Mario Kart, for example. So who's better, Mario Kart 64? Apparently me.
Apparently you, but who's better at Mario Party? This guy.
Whatever, you want first place. We went to the easiest course. We should have went to Bowser's Mayhem or something, or Luigi's Engine Room, because that was my favorite.
But the thing is, though, we made the CPUs like in hard levels, so I think like that really counts more than anything.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, the other thing too is that there are also panels that we also checked out at MagWest, and Omid and I are definitely huge fans of this CWF panel that always happens during conventions. This is not a big show, like considering CWF like wrestling, for example, but except in cosplay. It's not literal wrestling; it's more like smack talk.
Yes.
So literally, they're run by our friends, by the way. It's awesome. Just if you ever go to a convention, you see CWF on it, please go check it out because it is fun to see. The thing is that this is just a small show. MagWest is not a big convention, so the thing is, you get these wrestlers that come in, or quote unquote cosplay wrestlers that come in, and then they start talking smack. It's just weird seeing only 4 contestants in that show. It's like, okay, this is just a really small show. If there were more people coming in, then it would have been better. But you know what, though? They still had a great time. Everybody's still hyped up. The crowd was very small, but, they still had the excitement of a CWF crowd. But yeah, I don't have much to say about that, but it was a small show for CWF and MagWest.
Yeah, even though it was a mini CWF, the spirit was still just as strong, in my opinion. Like, yeah, it's definitely smaller scaled than the CWF we got back in Fanime, for example. But it's the energy and it's the spirit and especially the smack talk that really does make CWF what it is.
So my thing right now is that MagWest is looking to be like, okay, look, they're not going to go away. I think this is going to be a good convention. The thing is that it needs more publicity. I feel like there's going to be more people coming in. It's just that people need to be more excited about this convention itself. I know that it's just a small con, but and the other thing too is that it's placed in the middle of 2 big cons like CRX, SAC Anime, and then D23 the next time. So it's like, do you really want to go to this convention if you want to save money? Because you also have bigger conventions coming up on the road too.
Not to mention the fact that it's pretty much $55, so it's up for debate.
I
It's
didn't
up
like
for
the
debate.
price.
It's kind of up for debate, especially when you're going to these other cons that are going to be right before and right after MagWest. It's kind of up to debate, like for yourself, whether or not you would actually pay that much amount for a small con like MagWest.
Like I said, it was kind of pricey.
Mhm.
I just said like, for $55, it's just way too pricey. I understand inflation is the one thing that always brings up the price for convention tickets and all, but you could do better than just 45. I would imagine like $35, $40, and I would be able to actually be more excited with MagWest. If you could give me the whole day's excitement, then I'll probably like MagWest. But yeah, that whole Saturday we ended up having a fun time at MagWest. Besides that, it's just pretty much plain old simple, chilling out here for now. I know in 2 weeks we have a big convention coming up at D23, so we can't wait to actually talk about that. I'm getting rain ready. I'm getting rain ready, by the way. I mean, I also do have Sprig right in the back. He's coming to be a part of my my cosplay.
I mean, I'm Sprig too, so yeah.
I know you got to be Sprig. I have 2 Sprigs. What the heck? I have 2 Sprigs.
Yep, 2 Sprigs, baby.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, no doubt MagWest is fun. But yeah, our week was pretty much just all about MagWest, I guess. All right, I know that you guys just listened to us talk about a certain convention, but if you have more convention stories, please let us know, because I would love to actually hear what conventions we want to visit. Like maybe out of town, maybe in California. We'll see. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a convention blogger. I need to actually go to these conventions if you ever go to one.
And I'm just a regular con goer, so yeah, I'd be down to.
I think the one dream con I want to go to is Anime NYC, because I never been to New York City and I really want to check out Anime NYC because it's also run by Crunchyroll. So
I actually want to check that out too. I usually go to cons that are strictly located in NorCal. I kind of want to expand upon that. Like,
this guy never went to
NorCal.
Anime Expo. I think when you go to Anime Expo, you'll probably like it, but knowing how bad Anime Expo is right now, I don't think you.
Yeah, no, I'm not going
You should have went before the mayhem came for for AX.
Yeah, I heard that it was good at one point, but then it's kind of a mess now. AX is a disaster.
I would say so. Yeah, AX is a disaster.
I'm glad
they do have that mini AX coming up in Ontario, not Canada, Ontario, California.
Oh yeah, AX Junior.
Is that what they call it? AX Junior or is it something else? I forgot.
No, that's why I call it AX Junior.
No, they have a name now for it. I forgot what the name was, but AX Chibi, is that how I'd call it? I don't know.
Might as well.
Okay. All right. Without further ado, let's actually head straight to our episode reviews. I know I got convention talk coming up. I'm doing a podcast on Friday, so I need to obviously get ready for that. But yeah, let's head over straight to our episode reviews, and let's start off with Loud House episodes that aired on what was it, July 8th, and we'll start off with the Luann and Benny episode, Puns and Buns. So let's start off with this one. Synopsis here says Betty struggles to rein in Luann and her practical jokes when she becomes her co-worker at the Burpee Burger. So first off, the episode begins with Benny getting promoted to assistant manager at the Burpee Burger by his boss. Last time we saw him, oh yeah, it's weird because like you see Benny, you see him like work at the what was it? Was it
Dairyland.
Dairyland? Yeah, he worked at Dairyland before with Luann, and it's kind of funny. We're gonna talk about this in a bit, but yeah, look, Benny's a really hard worker. How do you feel about him actually working at the Burpee Burger this time?
Let me tell you, I am proud of his work ethic. Like when you look at Benny and when you look at the amount of hard work he puts into a Burger Burger and just the amount of like positive attitude he has about his job. Let me tell you, this is very SpongeBob like. Like it's pretty much a human SpongeBob because when you do think about it, he has a positive work ethic and it takes place at a fast food burger place.
Right, right. My thing right here is the fact that, well, props out to Benny. He's an awesome guy. Here's the thing. Like, I understand he was working as a popcorn guy over at Dairyland. Now he's just getting himself up. I just feel like, he's a teenager. He's trying to work, so it makes sense why he's doing this kind of stuff. But here's the thing. When I looked at this episode, I was like, this is a Benny episode. We never had a Benny episode before. So no doubt about it, I was just kind of excited the fact that like Benny is so great at Burpin' Burger, and then Luann is now a part of Burpin' Burger. So it just makes me think of like how Benny is going to be, especially with the fact that Benny's with Luann and their boyfriend girlfriend, and how are they going to cooperate, especially when Luann is always doing a lot of funny stuff. So that's what makes me like happy about this episode, considering that Benny is the main focus in this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Because the other episodes that do feature Benny, he doesn't really have a main role per se. It's mostly like on the side role.
Yeah, I mean, he's just on the side. He's mostly like Sam, for example, for like Sam and Luna, for example. Sam doesn't really have like a big role, but now this is what I'm talking about. Like, if Betty has an episode, where's Sam's episode?
Exactly. Where's my Sam episode? Dang it! Come on.
I mean, look, Betty has an episode that where's Sam's. I'm waiting for that. Oh, and speaking of which, if you haven't realized, this guy right here, his name is Andre, and I have a thing where it's like his old Loud House crew coming back to work at Burpin' Burger because we had, what was it, Grant Palmer. We had Grant Palmer work as Grant in Burpin' Burger. Now we have Andre Robinson working as Andre in Burpin' Burger. So props out to Clyde, by the way, the old voice of Clyde, and you totally see that he's definitely has a deeper voice now. So when you heard that Andre Robinson is back, being the manager of Burpin' Burger, how'd you feel hearing him again?
Yeah, honestly, it is kind of a coincidence that, like you said, old Lincoln and Clyde voice actors are now Burpin' Burger employees. I feel that's really cool. And also, I like the fact that these characters are also named after said voice actors also.
Yeah.
I'm also waiting for like a new employee to come in and his name will be Colin.
Like for Colin Deed, yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it Tex? Or Tex,
Yes!
or Tex Hammond?
or Asher. Have Asher come in and be the new assistant manager for Burger Burger. We want an employee for Burger Burger named Asher. Let's go.
I mean, he's the best Lincoln, but yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for a person named Colin in the Loud House. I never heard of Asher or anybody like that, but I just have a feeling like if every like loud old voice coming back to the Loud House and is going to be like some worker in Burpin' Burger. I mean, I'm just saying. All right. Anyways, happen. Yeah. I mean, it just makes me think like, what will Burpin' Burger be now? Just because we have so many more people, Andre and Andre and Grant are pretty much working Burpin' Burger. Unfortunately, we didn't see Grant in this episode. Or no, because Grant works now in Lynn's table, so it makes sense now.
Yeah, I mean, like, but then like he used to work at Lynn's table, but but according to Driver's Dread, Grant Palmer now works in Burger Burger again for some reason.
That's I don't know. He's weird because he has two jobs. I guess I don't know. It's just something interesting. All right, so let's move on ahead because Luann would catch Benny like a fish with a fishing rod. Of course, Lancer puns here and then, and she tells her about this whole thing where she doesn't have a job either because, well, look, it makes sense. Dairyland is on off season. You don't really have like, I'm guessing like when they have their off season, they have it in the fall winter. So like, I feel like they were at school and then that Dairyland never opens. And just a heads up, a big shout out to the people who actually put some continuity in this episode. I swear to God, when I saw that when they referenced Luann and Benny working at Dairyland, I'm like, wait, that's that one episode. And it actually is true because considering like, oh, Benny was just a worker and Luann is actually that one lady cow. And I'm like, what the heck? There's like a flashback back to the episode. So I gotta give props out to the writers or the people in the crew who actually made that part because I was like, good job, guys. You actually are doing your homework. You're actually doing it right. You actually are the ones who are actually putting continuity back in the show.
Yes.
Oh my god. So when you saw that, how did you feel the fact that this continuity actually came back and it works out really well?
I like that. I like that they're stepping up this continuity stuff. Something that the Casagrandes has always nailed. And so, like I said before, the Loud House, being inspired by the Casagrandes, decides to up their game in terms of continuity. And look at that. Look at the costume that Luann has, like the one that's supposed to be Miss Bernardo's role. But I digress. Yeah, definitely like the Loud House really does nail the continuity right there. And look, if you look at the picture, it's actually really cute seeing Luann and Benny in their Dairyland shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that was like, yeah, definitely cute and definitely the whole awesome callback with the fact that they have this continuity moment here. So props out to the writers on this one for sure. So here's the thing. Luann doesn't have a job, and so Benny wanted to ask Andre to pretty much give her a job, and yeah, she ended up landing a job. So when you heard about the fact that Luann and Benny are going to work together, how did you feel about this two, working together, as boyfriend girlfriend in a burger place?
Yeah, I really do. I really do like that Luann and Betty are, not only boyfriend girlfriend, but also going to be coworkers. It's actually going to be interesting to see how the two are going to work together, and it's going to be interesting to see how Luann is going to be, working up burger. Like, will she be able to concentrate, or will she be too busy fawning over Benny? Like we're gonna touch upon that right now.
But to be fair, when I first saw these two, when I first saw the fact that Luann is going to work with Benny, I thought that was okay. I mean, like, awesome. I could definitely see these two work together, boyfriend girlfriend. They're definitely going to be co-oping together, and it was good. It looks to be fun. I mean, I was definitely there for the Luann and Betty moments, and obviously this is definitely one Luann and Betty moment when I first saw this scene, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be so cute actually seeing these two work together, But when you watch the rest of the episode, oh boy, it was something different.
Oh yeah, like I said, we're gonna touch upon that right now.
So yeah, after convincing his boss, Andre, Benny would give Luann a job, but with Luann's tendency to goof off and go overboard with her puns, things don't really go out so well. This causes Andres to talk to him privately and tell him to fire Luann. Actually, let's go back and actually talk about what is it? All the crazy stuff that Luann was doing. How'd you feel about the fact that Luann was doing like some crazy stuff in Burpin Burger, like make some puns to the guests, putting dog poop out to the drive-through people after ordering number two. What were your thoughts on Luann just being silly and thinking that is actually fun to actually be silly in this environment?
Like, honestly, like if Luann is this unfocused and this over the top crazy in Burpin Burger, like, I'm actually kind of trying to imagine how Luann was whenever she worked at Lynn's table. But actually, no, at Lynn's table, she was doing fine. But in Burpin Burger, like she takes her puns and she takes her jokes like way too over the top. You know what I mean? This would have been a perfect opportunity for her to learn that jokes and jokes and puns are all good and fun. But the thing is, though, is that there's a time and place for everything. And working at a fast food restaurant, especially when you're working with food, it might not be the best time or place for fake dog poop. I'm just saying.
You know,
But
it's yeah. You know, it's weird. I mean, Luann definitely has the customer service from being in Lynn's table. But why does she start to act like this all of a sudden in Burp Burger, for example?
I don't know. Like I think it's because like Lynn Senior gives her a bit, too much freedom to pretty much do what she wants. But then again, she uses that freedom to her advantage in Lynn's table, where she actually does work like a normal person. Speaking of which, Lynn Senior is actually in this episode, and of course, Luann and Lynn Senior, like
Yeah.
the father daughter duo, of course, crack jokes and puns, and then laugh. All the while, there's a line.
Yeah, that one was just weird. Oh my god! But then again, like I don't know what Luan is thinking about because you're supposed to serve the other customers, and unfortunately, he was just pretty much like focusing on their dad, and then of course the line is continuing to hold up and all. But yeah, there's a lot of things happening where Luan is trying to become like the like a good worker in Burp Burger, but he's still doing to mess up. Like she got the drive-through duty, and he was giving out what was it, dog poop for people ordering number two. I mean, she's acting like a mime in front of people too. It was just kind of like confusing people around. What else did I have here? Oh yeah, she was actually trying to do a sideshow for all the customers there, and they ends up messing up, and yeah, spills condiments all over their faces. So it's not looking good for Luann. I'm like, wow. I thought you were a good worker at Lynn's table, and then you start messing up like this. Why did she become so silly? I was just kind of thinking, like, why did she become so silly, especially when it comes to working? I'm like, you never act like this.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's because, well, when you do look at it, like Luann working in a work environment with her boyfriend, she thinks that she has much more freedom to do what she wants as opposed to Lynn's table, which is more of a family business. So, when you're not, when you're not working in like in a family business, like when you're with your boyfriend, like you think that like you have the freedom to pretty much do whatever you want, including making jokes and puns in a fast food restaurant. But from we can see here and what she learns much later on, well, just the ending, that's not the case.
Not exactly, but yeah. Either way, this is just not looking good for Betty, considering that it was pretty much his responsibility to watch over Luann and make sure that she's actually a good employee. And yeah, you don't understand why she's messing up at all. So here's the thing. After convincing, well, here's the thing now. After with all this stuff going on, Andre called back Benny and pretty much says fire Luann. Obviously, that's not good because it's Luann. Well, the other thing too is that was it Benny and Luann are boyfriend girlfriend, and if Benny actually tells Luann that you're fired, that it's got. He's thinking that it's a lot of shit's gonna go down. So yeah, how do you feel about the fact that Benny was just the thoughts of Benny actually saying you're fired to Luann, and it starts off to be in his mind, obviously not gonna look good.
Yeah, like when I saw this, when I saw that moment where Benny fires Luann in his moment, I actually thought that it was real. Like no doubt, I actually thought that it was actually real, but then it was actually based. I was just like, okay, good. Luann is more mature than that. Luann is more mature.
That'd be so weird if it actually happened like that, and Luann just like runs off and cries. It's like, I'm never speaking to you again, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense considering that I don't know if Luann could be that kind of character, but obviously not. She's actually sweet and kind and stuff. But it's weird if you actually see that happen.
Yeah, imagine that. Oh, look at that. I think we're giving these guys like fanfic ideas. Like,
Oh
what
no.
if what if this scene were actually real?
Okay.
What if this scene were actually real, and then the
Oh
episode follows
no.
up with that?
I mean, Luann crying and then just not speaking again. Then what? Like Luann gets heartbroken. Then Benny just goes off with another person. I don't like that. I really do love Luann and Benny.
You never know, man. Like these fanfic writers, they could write some really dark, emotional, stories. I'm just saying, and also the fact that, like, given from we've seen from episodes like No Laughing Matter, for example, this wouldn't exactly be too far fetched.
Hmm. You're right about that. You have a good point there. But my thing here, when I thought about Luann, wait, sorry, about Benny firing Luann, I understand his thoughts, considering that, it's going to break her heart. It makes sense, considering that it's your girlfriend after all. You're thinking that there's a huge trust. I mean, literally in this scene, Luann made these like hamburger hats, and she literally made one for you, Benny. So it's kind of like sucks if she gives one to you and then you just fire her on the spot after that. So I understand like Betty's situation where it's like if I fire her now, that she's not gonna love me anymore or she's not going to become my girlfriend anymore, that kind of thing. So when I saw this, I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Luann is breaking up with Betty Boo, and then literally the next scene is just Luann asking like, Betty, are you okay? Betty, are you okay? I'm like, oh god, this is like it was an overthought. I was like, what the heck? Also a great funny transition. It's a great funny transition for the loud staff doing that. I thought it was great.
I know, yeah, I definitely give props because like just when you thought that it was real, it actually turns out to be its imagination, which is good,
Still, I will not be surprised if this happened though. Like, oh, Luann getting angry at Betty just because of firing her.
I mean,
so here,
the thing is, you can't really blame him because look at how Luann was behaving. So,
I mean, that's true. So here's the thing. Of course, not wanting to hurt Luann's feelings, Benny tries to keep Luann busy in order to hide her from his boss. But Luann ends up popping up, making it harder for him to hide her. I mean, he tries so hard to even keep her from working inside the restaurant by having her clean the dumpster, do some food deliveries, which pulls off quickly. I'm like wondering how the heck does Luann actually like deliver these food so fast? So, what are your thoughts here with Benny just trying to hide Luann from Andre?
Yeah, honestly, of course, Benny being caught in having to choose between his job and his girlfriend. Of course, Benny trying to hide Luann would be the best option. It would pretty much be the only option left he has in order to keep the two things he loves, his job and his girlfriend. So pretty much, of course, like Luann does these jobs like surprisingly quick. Like she's not even goofing off for all we know. She's not, goofing off. Like she pretty much cleans the dumpster and she delivers food like quickly, like fast. Like, oh my gosh. Like honestly, she's got a future ahead of her, like as a door dasher. Like, yeah, she pretty much is that quick. Like Luann somehow door dashes all these like burping burgers.
It's weird. I mean, like when you saw the parts here where like Luann was delivering food, I mean, she did have some smart ideas by like having Lenny deliver the food to this one person in Hazeltucky, because Lenny was going to Hazeltucky. And then finding that one person with the mohawk and giving him the burger. Apparently it was literally right outside. So yeah, apparently there's that one person that actually was really loving Burpenberger for some reason. But yeah, I mean, look, I understand Betty's situation. Like he pretty much lied to his boss, and of course that really is bad look. That's a bad look for a person. A bad look for a person who's like trying to talk to your boss and you lie to your boss. You're obviously gonna get fired. So obviously Benny was trying to do his best to make sure Luann gets away from the workplace, and that's what he did. And I understand his situation because it's like he's in a predicament. He doesn't want to fire his girlfriend. He doesn't want to, he doesn't want Luann to break up with him. So I understand like Benny just trying to be a good boyfriend and all. So in this situation, I feel so sorry for Benny.
I know, right? Like you got to feel for the poor guy. Like he's 14 years old, yet he's under so much pressure.
I know, so bad for him, but yeah. So yeah, Betty then hides Luann in the freezer and then keeps Andre from going there, but then spots Luann in the Burpin Burger, which causes Betty to pretty much tell the truth and fire Luann, to which she takes it surprisingly well. So Luann understands and apologizes for her behavior, and the two pretty much reconcile. How do you feel about this resolution here where Benny had to fire Luann, and then Luann understands and forgives him?
Yeah, honestly, it was definitely very mature of Luann to pretty much take it very well. Like pretty much take it very maturely. And I do like the fact that it doesn't lead up to a dramatic breakup moment like we saw with Benny's imagination, in the way that Benny thought. It really does show how healthy relationship that these two have. Like it's not too clingy, it's not too toxic or anything. Like it's definitely a healthy relationship, and Luann and Benny's scene here really shows.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I understand Benny's pressure here, where he literally has to lie in front of like his girlfriend, in front of his boss. So to say the least, I understand. Like, even though he's an assistant manager, you obviously need to like bear the truth and all that kind of stuff. But in his predicament, it makes sense why he needed to lie, just because he doesn't want to break up with his girlfriend. He doesn't want Andre to say that he's a bad worker and all. So yeah, in this predicament, like he needed to fire him because he's literally right in front of Andre trying to fire Luann. But literally, I love the fact that Luann is more mature. She's not the person who will cry and just weep out and just break up with Benny. Instead, she literally was okay with that. She understands that her behavior was definitely way out of line, and no doubt about it, they definitely had a resolution. And it makes me like very happy that I like Luann a lot too, considering that she's also maturing as well. She's could be funny in situations like this, but she understands and she matures up as well. So if anything, this actually does help Luann a lot too.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I really loved Luann in this scene as well. Like, even though she can take it a bit far with the jokes and puns in Burpit Burger, but not Lynn's table for some reason, it's good to know that she has an understanding of boundaries.
There you go. Now the thing is that again, Luann got fired, and obviously, it's not good. But the thing is that Betty did have a good idea, and it's pretty much for Luann to actually, become the mascot of Urban Burger. Literally wear that burger suit that Anji was wearing, and pretty much be that sign guy, pretty much, showing off. And it makes a lot of sense considering, well, Luann was also a person who also was was it the lady cow over in Dairyland. So it's like, Betty, you finally have a great idea, and it all worked out in the end. Luann still has her job. Andre pretty much still gives him the assistant manager role, and all looks good except for that one guy with the wheelchair. Apparently, he's still broken.
Otis. His name was Otis. Yeah.
Okay, so how'd you like the ending here?
Yeah. Like, first off, I just gotta say one thing. She wore it better than Jimmy Neutron did in McSpankies. Just saying.
My god.
I'm just saying.
That's a throwback. It's a throwback. It's a throwback show too. So,
second off, yeah, honestly, I really do love like her she's shown her spirit, her passion, her Luanness in this job. It really does show that this is the perfect position for her because she could then use her dancing and her performing arts in order to pretty much help advertise Burger Burger outside. So it was definitely perfect. Good thinking on Benny.
Yeah, to say the least, at least Benny has a good resolution in the end. It just makes me think that Benny's also a very smart kid as well. And yeah, for overall, this old Benny episode definitely worked out because Benny had a problem, Benny had a solution, and in the end, it turned out to be quite a good episode to say.
Definitely.
All right. Anything else want to bring up from this episode?
We're so proud of Benny. We are so proud of Benny. Look at that. Mm-hmm. He's adulting. Look at that. Look, he's
maturing.
Like, yeah, he's maturing, and he's adulting at the age of 14. Like, the dude's gotta, have a job, like, and if that's whether it be at Dairyland, whether it be at a Burger Burger, because hey, he's got to pay the bills, got to put food on the table. Like, yeah, Benny is already adulting at age 14. All right, he's quite a role model.
I swear to God, like, we have our Benny episode, and like we said, boyfriend, girlfriend, this kind of stuff. I mean, we have a lot of Bobby episodes. That's Lori's boyfriend over at the Casa Grandes. What about Luna's girlfriend, Sam? Where are we having that episode? Because we have an amazing Benny episode from this. Where's Sam's? I'm waiting for that. I mean, it's gonna happen eventually, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for an episode where Sam works at the shelter, and then Luna comes to help her with the animal shelter. Like,
and it'd be great if, like, remember Luna's kind of scared of animals. Maybe it's something that Sam can help with Luna out.
Yeah, make it like sort of like Puns and Buns, but replace it with Saluna and replace it with Animal Shelter. Replace Burger Burger with Animal Shelter.
Okay. I'm seeing the idea that I'll need to try to put up here.
My dream episode, basically. My dream episode.
And one thing, yes, can we have more Lubeni episodes? Can we have more Lubeni episodes? I love these moments. I mean, this is a cute couple. And you're thinking that just because they're really funny and all, it doesn't mean that they're actually, like, adorable like this, for example. Like, I do love Lubeni. So hopefully we get more episodes like this. I know that we're getting more, so this is going to be fun. I can't wait to see what the season 7 will bring us.
The cheek squish! The cheek squish!
Did Sam and Luna do that? I don't think so.
Yes, they did. Band together.
Okay, I don't. I I have to look back at that. Oh, I forgot about it. Anyways,
Band together.
all
They
right,
did the cheek squish. Yeah.
all right, and all right. So, how would you rate Buns and Puns and Buns?
I would definitely rate this an 8 out of 10. It was definitely um like definitely a good order of an episode. Like with like you got a Benny episode with a side order of Luan and with a sort of like a Luani combo meal, pretty much. And that's what you get with Puns and Buns. Definitely, like Benny is such a great lead. Of course, he's got to juggle between his relationship and his job. Well, but then again, like I said, he needs Burger Cook because he's he's got bills to pay. He's got mouths to feed. Right. And also Luann, while I feel the jokes and puns were a bit over the top, I'm glad that by the end she learns that by the end that she admits herself that her puns can get a bit over the top. She tries to tone it down, but then she finds a position that suits her, and that is like advertising burger outside, flipping the signs, like sort of like CJ in a sense. And
Hmm.
yeah, Andre Robinson is Andre, totally spot on.
Dude, even if Andre Robinson literally is grown up and can't do Clyde's voice anymore, he literally does have a good, awesome like manager voice right there. And you know what's weird? Because like when I heard him, I was like, why does he sound so familiar? And I'm like, wait, I remember his voice. And then you just see the credits. It says Andre Robinson. I'm like, oh, it's Clyde, the old voice of Clyde. Oh my god. So yeah, an awesome nostalgia moment there. Obviously the continuity part where they talked about their jobs back in Dairyland. I thought that was awesome. But dude, this is just an overall Benny episode. It definitely works out. Look, Benny has a situation. I understand that it's gonna be with Luann, and obviously Benny's a really sweet boy. He's great. He's amazing, and just the fact that this episode definitely helped him out a whole lot just tells me that, you know, it tells me like for secondary characters to have their own episodes. I mean, it does definitely work out, especially for this one. So I'm really proud for Benny to actually be shown like this, and I really do like how this correlates with Luann. I mean, it just tells me that this couple is just gonna be there for a while. But yeah, no doubt about it. A really good Benny episode, funny spots here and there. I give this a 9 out of 10 because I was really excited to see how this goes. This definitely was an awesome Luann and Benny episode. Mostly Benny, by the way, because this was a Benny episode.
I agree. Like Benny is sort of like the SpongeBob of the Loud House right now.
Well, two way of saying that there. All right, so let's actually head over to our second episode. It's called that also was what was it in the week of sorry, on the 15th of August. It's called Save the Last Pants. So let's move on to that episode. Synopsis here says Rusty tries to bring the fun of Gus's games and grubs to dudes for dudes when his dad leaves him in charge of the store. So first off, this episode begins with Lincoln and his squad going to Gus's Games and Grub to see the pizza debut of this new flavor when unfortunately Rusty's dad came in and pretty much says, hey, take over the store. So what are your thoughts on his dad trying to rely on Rusty for helping out the store?
Okay, first off, dogs that name Dog Squad. It's like, okay, no one agreed to it, Rusty. I agree, no one agreed to it, but I think it's a pretty cool name. I guess I think it's a cool name. Second off, yeah, when Rusty's dad was asking Rusty for help, and then Rusty was said that he's busy with his own squad, and then Rusty's dad is still begging for help. Like I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, because it's not like you have, I don't know, another son you have. Don't you have?
Okay. First off,
another son
okay.
besides Rusty?
So first off, Rocky is too young to run a store. Benny at least, Rusty at least is old enough to at least run a store. She's a middle schooler compared to like an elementary schooler, like Rocky, for example. So it makes sense for his dad to go on Rusty instead of Rocky, which, by the way, where's Rocky? Have you heard of Rocky? He hasn't been here for 4 seasons now. Where has he been?
Rocky who? Oh, yeah, Rocky Balboa, says the Loud House staff. I swear, it's just, they did my boy Rocky dirty, man. They did my boy Rocky dirty, and I'm still pissed. I'm still peeved about that.
But
Like honestly,
besides that,
honestly, honestly, I was just waiting for Rusty to say, "Can't you just ask Rocky to help you out?" You could have given us at least that. You could have given us at least that line.
so yeah, I mean, like I said, it's Rusty who is the older son, and that's the reason why his dad ended up pretty much asking him to watch the store. Disappointment considering that he has to run the store, he's by himself while the rest of the guys are and Stella are heading off to Gus's Games and Grub. So look, I understand the FOMO feeling here where Rusty has to watch over to the store, and you can see the disappointment in the face too. It's like, okay, I understand, Rusty, you can't hang out with your friends all the time, but yeah, you got to watch the store for your dad. You can't do anything about it, it's your dad. So yeah, sorry about that, Rusty.
Yeah, trust me. Like I've had my FOMO moments. Like we've all had our FOMO moments, and yeah, when Rusty had his FOMO moment here, I did feel it for him. But then on the other hand, though, like dude's got to help his dad out. It does for dudes.
Right. So Rusty's dad shows him around the store and especially tells him of the rack that is in the pickup area. Now that's going to be a bit important thing later in this episode. But like I said, Rusty's dad is pretty much showing Rusty the ropes and everything. Looks like he knows the store here and there. So here's the thing, like he's gonna watch the store, but Rusty tries to spend time with his friends while he's working. So he tries to do video chats with the dog squad, according quote unquote. But reception is bad. He's trying to struggle to work and play at the same time. I don't like this, by the way, when I saw this happening. How do you feel about Rusty trying to like not feel the FOMO and actually try to hang out with the squad, even if she was working?
Yeah, honestly, when I saw this, I was thinking to myself, Rusty, don't you have a shop to run? Like, honestly, I can understand him trying to like this is pretty much similar to how Benny was juggling between his relationship and his job. It's sort of similar to how here Rusty is juggling between spending time with his friends and his temporary job. But this is a case where I'm just like Rusty, don't you have to work? As said by another character in this episode. We're gonna talk about that later.
um yeah, but there's the thing that I kind of get from this. Like, look, Rusty's dad really trusts Rusty, and then all this kind of jazz continues to pop up. Um, Nonetheless, I mean, like I said, we understand the FOMO that Rusty's having. He's doing this whole kind of thing to make sure that he's not missing out with the dog squad. To say the least, he's doing whatever it takes to make sure that he's a part of the dog squad or something like that. It's like I said, I understand his FOMO feeling, but dude, you still gotta do your work, man. I think you have your responsibility there. Your friends are still gonna be there. You can't just be missing out and all.
Although
But
if I were Rusty, I'd be feeling the same way here. Like I would actually, like I wouldn't use my friends to distract myself at work, but I would still be trying to be like not video chat, but rather like audio chat, like to see how things are. And then when a customer comes, you just like put your phone on mute and help them out.
he literally was doing this video call, and you could see everybody was dancing. But then look, he's also dancing in the back during the phone call too, and obviously was being a distraction to the customers that were working the store too. So I'm like, yeah, it's not really good worker, Rusty. Now, Rusty does get the idea of getting Gus and Games and Grubs to come over to his workplace, meaning that he brings aboard the boombox, the watermelon flavored pizza. I mean, we got pineapple on pizza. Now you have watermelon on pizza. I think that's disgusting. I don't think that's gonna work here.
Yeah, I'll just be like, don't you dare talk about watermelon flavored pizza ever.
I'm like Anne right now, yeah. And of course, you see Stella showing concern for Rusty not focusing on his work, to which Rusty assures he's all good. Stella with the old bother look. Okay, we get it. Stella's the smartest girl in the group. I love it. I miss her, by the way. Please, I can't wait I can't wait for 2 weeks later. She does have her episode. I can't wait. Oh my god. But yeah, okay, so I don't know why you put this question here, but how do you like Stella as the voice of reason this episode?
I really like it just by the fact that like Stella is sort of like, like Stella was sort of like thinking what we were all thinking right now, like, oh my god, this guy really like when you look at Stella, she's kind of like, boys will be boys, I guess. It's like, and I like how Stella is the voice of reason here, because throughout most of season 5, she's just been mostly like the yes girl to whatever plans her friends
Mhm.
come up with. Whereas here, however, like she shows herself as being distinguished from the guys because Stella is shown to be like the smartest of the group. So obviously, like when you're the smartest, you're the voice of reason. So you do gotta voice your concerns about Rusty and his lack of work ethics. So I really do like how they're showing Stella in that light.
Okay, besides that, I mean, look at the guys. They're just continuing to party even if like the store is still going on. Yeah, I love Stella being the voice of reason. It just tells me like, okay, yeah, she's the best girl in the group. This is why I like Stella. It's my favorite. Well, like one of my favorites next to Lori. But yeah, I mean, for real though. I mean, guys, I mean, Rusty, what are you doing? You're just trying to get your customers out. Why are you putting a party literally right when customers are shopping? This doesn't seem like you, which by the way, I understand you're trying to get that FOMO feeling out, yet it's still, it's still there. And it's just happening right there. And you can see the watermelon pizza. It's literally like a watermelon slice, like baked. It's disgusting to me. I'm like, well, I can't eat that. It's disgusting. It looks like pink cheese.
who who would? Who would honestly? Who would?
So here's the thing. During the whole time that he was pretty much partying with his friends, he did sell a couple of things to a couple people, like Tyler getting this like pair of white pants that apparently was on that rack that we talked about earlier. That Rusty's dad says do not touch because they're for pickup only. Um, so yeah, that turned out to be a big issue considering that that pants was going to a person that apparently was going to be all over social media and all. Apparently, so strange. It's Mick Swagger's pants.
Yes, yes, Mick Swagger, let's go, Rusty.
I find it
You
so
better
odd.
not mess it up. You better not mess this up, man.
First off, I find it so odd that Mick Swagger will go for pants at Duds and Dudes, literally Rusty's dad's place. I don't get it. What? Out of all the places.
Yeah, sometimes celebrities go for like small business stuff.
I think it's just more of like, oh, because Mick Swagger definitely is a huge fan favorite of the Loud House. The reason why we're just gonna put him randomly in a store.
Yeah, I think it's because like celebrities do tend to be customers of small businesses, whether it be small fast food, small restaurants, small named you know rental stores like this, all that stuff.
Right. I don't understand. I mean, what? Mick Swagger out of all people? I mean, really? I mean, it's weird because I didn't see Luna in this episode. I thought she would actually come by and actually go check out where Mick Swagger was shopping.
Where was her? Where was her?
I don't see her. She wasn't there. But yeah, this is a huge mess up considering that pretty much that pants that McSwagger that was for McSwagger is pretty much Tyler's now. So Rusty's in a predicament right now. So what are your thoughts on this issue here? And yeah, what are your thoughts on this issue here?
It was at that moment he knew he messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, if Rusty had put aside his quality time with friends and actually focused on doing his ding dang job, then he wouldn't be in this predicament. But that's what happens when FOMO really does get to you.
Oh, I just feel so bad for Rusty now. I mean, look, yeah, now you messed up. It's kind of like that one. I don't know if you watched the history channel, not the history channel. Now you done fucked up. Now you fucked up. I'm trying to make it kiddish, but yeah, I sorry swore there. But yeah, Rusty pretty much did a screw up. So yeah, this is all Rusty's fault. But here's the thing though, at least his dog squad was actually going there to be there to help him out. How do you feel about the dog squad helping Rusty out in the situation?
First of all, once again, never agreed to that. But then again, Rusty's having a tough time, so let's just roll with it,
Look, are you just trying to be like Stella right now? Because Stella literally said that.
Yeah, I'm pretty much paraphrasing, quoting. There you go. And then so Rusty and the dog squad pretty much go around try to see where Tyler is at. And the first place they go to is, of course, Scoots. But then Scoots says to them that she doesn't know where Tyler is DJing. Like I said, healthy relationship because, well, just because the two are dating, it doesn't mean she has to know where he is all the time.
And she's
So
she's been dating him for 2 seasons now. I'm like, dang, I thought I didn't expect that date to actually happen. I thought she was just a side boo.
Yeah, no, it turns out that they're actually real. Who would have thought? And so,
okay.
so they pretty much go around and they're pretty much so they pretty much try to go around to see where he is, and they're just about to give up after going to so many places when they find out that Tyler is DJing in a very interesting place called Karaoke Dokie.
Now, the thing is that Karaoke Dokie does sound familiar, don't you think? Did you remember that one episode, Raw Roadie to Nowhere, where Luna had a job there? That was the last time I think that we heard about Karaoke Dokie.
Yes. It's definitely a favorite episode of mine. And then she's like, I remember when Luna's like, ooh, girl, if I could, ooh, girl. I love it. I love it.
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing that pretty much you're in a situation where you need to find those pair of pants back. You need to find Tyler. And of course, first person was Scoots, but then he also goes to other restaurants too that were having clubs. And went to like, what is it? Was it the I forgot the names of the restaurants, like John Juan's French Mex Buffet, that one. He also went to the Beggars and Mosh, was also referenced as well. But apparently they had a club here at Karaoke Dokie, and yeah, it was Tyler that actually was doing the DJ work. So yeah, they would meet up with Tyler, and they obviously need to make a deal where obviously Tyler doesn't want to take off those pair of pants, and to make a deal, Zach actually needs to sacrifice his pants so that he can wear those pants. But unfortunately, the pants that Tyler was wearing for McSwagger, well, let's say they already messed up. So how screwed do you think Rusty was, knowing that these pants are now ripped, and it's gonna keep getting worse and worse as we move back to Duds and Dudes?
If McSwagger doesn't kill him, I most certainly will, okay? You do not mess with McSwagger's order. You do not mess with McSwagger's pants, okay? McSwagger is a legend. He doesn't deserve to be disrespected like that. Just saying.
But here's the thing, like, I understand that Tyler has his own fashion style. So I'm like, you literally wore your pants and you just literally ripped it up, like, like 5 minutes later before your DJ set? Like, this is your style?
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of surprised that he would actually do this too. But here's the thing, though. Like, they don't really see his pants when he's DJing because there's usually like a DJ table. So, I don't know. It was kind of pointless for him to rip up the pants.
I don't know. It's just odd considering that he just ripped up McSwagger's pants, and oh boy, Rusty's Rusty's definitely going to get it from his dad. And then, yeah, the pants keep on getting worse and worse. They literally bird poop was on the pants as well, and he also got run over by tires. To say the least, McSwagger's pants is turning out to look really bad right now. So, did you know this was coming? Did you see this coming?
Rusty, we need to have a talk. We need to have a serious talk, my man. How you do not disrespect Miss Swagger's order like that. No. You don't disrespect Miss Swagger. Miss Swagger is the GOAT. Miss Swagger is the legend.
I think he's just saying that just because he's a huge Luna fan.
Not only that, but also, dude, like Big Swagger, if you hear his music, and especially when he's voiced by Jeff Bennett, Big Swagger is actually quite a standout character on his own. Especially when he does, sort of like help out. He does inspire Luna. So of course I have a special place in my heart for McSwagger. So yes, I do admit it's a bit of a Luna bias in my heart. So
there you go. See, now I understand why he loves McSwagger.
You cracked the code. You cracked the code, Sherlock. You cracked the code.
So yeah, by the time they reach Done for Dudes, the pants come out pretty much messed up, all dirtied up and everything. So Rusty does tell the truth to his dad, and then of course his dad understands. He, the whole FOMO feeling that he forgives him pretty much. Still, the pants is disgusting as heck. And then unfortunately, McSwagger does pop up. We actually do get to see McSwagger come into Duds and Dudes and pretty much see the pants and gets really, angry. So your thoughts on McSwagger getting angry like that?
Totally understandable. Pretty much when you go into a shop and then you see that your order is pretty much messed up and ruined like this. Of course, anyone would be mad, but especially like if you're a rock star celebrity, you need to look as clean as you can. And the simple fact is that Dust with Dudes did not help at all. Well, unless Rusty uses his until Rusty uses his modo in order to convince him to keep the pants with glee.
Yeah, I just feel for McSwagger here. I mean, like you pretty much saved a pair of pants ready for you for your next show, and then it starts to get ripped up with a lot of bird poop, dirt, and tire tracks everywhere. I can totally understand from his first situation that he starts to get angry, like I'm very upset. I cannot like I can't believe you did this to my pants, that kind of stuff. But then here's the thing that kind of was interesting: the fact that the dad, like Rusty and his dad, still had this motto here where he tries to make a sale. And apparently Rusty does make the sale for McSwagger and pretty much convinces that the dirty pants is the new look. And hey, he got the pants. That ending, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, honestly, it turns out that Rusty did learn a thing or two from his dad in terms of convincing customers that the clothes that they are looking for, the clothes that they ordered, no matter how they turn out, they can work in some way, shape, or form. So I do like how Rusty used that bit in order to use what he learned from his dad in order to convince Miss Swagger to keep the pants, and he does it successfully.
I just find it just odd. Okay, here's my thing. I just find it odd that Mick Swagger just comes into Royal Woods just to pretty much like hem his pants or something. Really? Dude, you have other places that you go around the United States. You have like do you have like a personal tailor? Is Rusty's dad really your personal tailor? I just find it odd that out of all the people that Mick Swagger goes to, he would go to Royal Woods to meet up with Rusty's dad. I just find it interesting. If anything, he would meet up with Luna more compared to the other guys.
Exactly. I'm just like thinking to myself, where is Luna in this episode? I kind of wanted Luna to pop out, like pop into the store and to come to strangle Rusty.
Like Luna and McSwagger are a thing. Like they're definitely huge friends and partners, but I don't know how McSwagger just pops up into Dudes and just says, "Hey, have my pants. I'm ready to pick up my pants." It's just, I don't know. It's so out of place when I see it. To me.
Another thing that's out of place too is how Big Striker is so easily convinced that the pants are worth keeping. Like even in a state like this, like it felt a bit rushed how easily swayed Big Striker was when it comes to these pants. Because I can guarantee you this, it would have taken much longer time for a celebrity to accept the fact that their pants ended up like this. I'm just saying.
It's just odd. I don't know. I am not a fan. I was just not a fan of just seeing McSwagger there. I was like, if anything, if it was a Luna episode, it makes sense for McSwagger to be there. But really, with these random people, I guess.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Anyways, anything else you want to bring up from this episode?
Nothing much I want to say except like I said, I want more Rick Swagger, especially with Luna, right beside him. Seriously, where was Luna in this episode? And second off, Stella being the voice of reason is the best thing about this episode.
I'm just waiting for her episode.
I do too. Like honestly, like out of all of Lincoln's friends, like within the squad, like honestly, Stella is my favorite of them. Even more so than Clyde.
You know what though? This is literally the first Rusty episode. I think we never had a Rusty episode until this one. And for me, like I said, iffy. I know Rusty's not really the best good friend for Lincoln, but we had him for over 6 seasons now. I guess he needs to have an episode eventually.
I mean, he did technically in Frame on You, but then it was more along the lines of
more towards the
Rusty's
team.
friends.
It was more towards everyone.
It was more towards the team. That's kind of what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. It's not Rusty episode. But yeah, I got nothing else to say. Omid, how would you rate Save the Last Pants?
I would honestly Save the Last Pants I would honestly rate this a 6.5 or 7, like 6.75 out of 10. Okay. It was definitely an okay episode. Nothing to scream about. Rusty I have mixed feelings about Rusty. Like I said, I can understand his FOMO. I've been through FOMO. You've been through FOMO. Everyone's been through FOMO. But at the same time, though, you're kind of ruining your dad's business by letting Tyler keep and rip the pants that was supposed to go to Big Swagger, and as well as, you know, oh my god, watermelon pizza, really? It's just don't get me started on that. And also the fact that McSwagger being so easily swayed by that was the problem. It wasn't so much the fact that he was there; it was just the fact that he was easily swayed to keep the pants in the first place.
I got nothing much to say from this episode. I understand this is Rusty's first episode. This definitely wants to show how Rusty is as a character and everything, helping out his dad, which is pretty nice. But you know, this whole FOMO feeling that Rusty has, I'm like, dude, you really are bad with FOMO. Then, if that's the case, you're losing your responsibilities more compared to your friends. This doesn't feel like a good character trope for Rusty Spokes. It didn't look great to me for him to have his first episode like this, and I hope that if there's another Rusty episode coming up, we get to see something better for him. It just tells me that he's irresponsible, and I don't like that. But yeah, it's weird. It was like a weird episode. So like, Rusty, yeah, not a good episode for you. Big Swagger coming out of random for some reason. But yeah, it was weird. Like I said, not the best episode for Rusty. Hopefully we get something better in later seasons. But yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. Definitely not my favorite episode.
Yeah, honestly, like, but then again, I can cut the slack because, well, he is a kid, and when you're a kid, of course, like after school, especially, you want to go hang out with your friends, like that's definitely, it's very natural for a kid. It's not like when you're an adult and you have responsibilities and all that stuff. No, it's different when you're a kid.
True, true. All right. So, with that in mind, let's head over back to August. Oh, sorry, we go back to August 15th again. Oh, sorry, it's July 15th again. Let's head over to the next episode we're going to review called Lights, Camera, Nuclear Reaction. Synopsis here says Lincoln and Clyde's David Steele movie turns high stakes when Lisa builds a nuclear reactor. Oof, okay, well, I get to see, well, another David Steele episode. And to be fair, this actually is a David Steele episode. So
Yes.
yeah, the episode begins with Lincoln and Clyde as David Steele and his partner facing off against Evil Todd, aka quote Chip Micro. It turns out to be a David Steele movie in the making. I mean, literally from the way that we see the scenes pop up, and we get to see an Evil Todd, we get to see Lincoln and Clyde literally doing all these action scenes. It definitely feels like we're seeing them in a David Steele movie. How do you like the fact that we're getting this new David Steele episode?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm really excited to talk about another episode with David Steele.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you, I really do love Lincoln Loud as David Steele because for one thing, it really does show how he's much more he's into more things than Ace Savvy and Arg. Like he can turn out to be a fan of spy action movies like James Bond 007, for example, and all that stuff. And also the fact that I love this episode especially because I really do love the the last David Steele episode we got, which was Present Danger. Present Danger still is to me my favorite episode of season 6. I love it wholeheartedly. I love the action aspect of that episode. I love the family aspect of that episode. I love the fact that we celebrate Lincoln's birthday. It was all awesome. And here, I feel like in this episode, Lincoln continues to deliver hard as David Steele. And of course, it's showing them like shooting a movie, which of
Mm-hmm.
course I can guarantee will be much better than pretty much 50 or 70% of Hollywood blockbusters that is being made these days. Like that is a fact.
I mean, the introduction definitely looks amazing. The fact that, like, look, they look like they're in a movie setting already. I mean, you have Lincoln and Clyde literally being partners together. And, since season 5, we get to see Lincoln continuing to love David Steele, and now it's continuing to grow. We saw him do it in Family Bonding for the first time. And then from that one episode where his birthday, for example, that one, it was a great one. And then now we get to see him do it again here in Night Camera Nuclear Reaction. So, when I first saw the synopsis, I'm thinking like, okay, David Steele movie, this was awesome. And apparently, from the beginning, it just looks like they're already making an awesome David Steele movie, having Todd becoming the villain and having Lincoln and Clyde, obviously huge fans of David Steele. They're going to be partners up. And to say the least, like from the beginning, it looks like it was going to be a racing movie. And I don't know what they were doing. Was it for a contest or was it just for fun? I just feel like it was just for fun.
Yeah, it was definitely for fun because they would have established it if it really was for contest. They would have said so.
Right, exactly. I think he actually said it, but still, it just tells you like Lincoln and Clyde definitely love David Steele. They really do love to make a spy movie.
Yeah, it's definitely
So
for fun.
yeah, for sure. All right. So as Lincoln, Clyde, and Todd gather together their footage together, Lisa arrives and asks where her nuclear reactor is. Uh-oh. So it's like that nuclear reactor that was in that movie apparently was a real thing.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't a
apparently,
prop at all.
yeah. So apparently, this nuclear reactor that Lisa has would actually destroy Royal Woods. So this causes Lincoln and Clyde and Lisa to find it and try to save Royal Woods. So I don't know. How do you feel about Lisa just being careless here, just losing a nuclear reactor like that?
Well, like even though Lisa is a genius, let's be honest, she can oftentimes be very careless when it comes to her experiments. All I'm saying, like they even poke fun to the fact that in Dream a Lily Dream, Lisa's experiments tend to not go that well just by her carelessness. So take it for what it is, and also by the fact that um, yeah, I was pretty scared for Royal Woods because imagine like a nuclear reactor. Let me tell you, it would definitely cost lives for sure.
Look, this is Lisa just being Lisa, I guess. Look, she has so many things happening around her, like all these chemicals, all these scientific stuff. And you would expect Lisa to actually know about this nuclear reactor thing, knowing the fact that it can actually destroy a city. You're smarter than that, Lisa. What are you doing? But yeah, looks like Lincoln and Clyde or David Steele and his partner are having a mission to actually rescue this nuclear reactor. So this
Yeah,
act so
and
it's not so it's like forget the movie. We're actually having a real life thing right now, as they try to save Royal Woods and all.
yeah, it definitely feels like a David Steele movie when you watch it. Just like how Presentation felt like a David Steele short movie. Same thing here. Like this is pretty much a David Steele movie that they were making. It's pretty much that coming to life.
Yeah, most definitely, and no doubt about it. Just like the way that it just transitions from a movie set to a real life thing in Royal Woods. Now you get to see all these action stuff happening, and it just feels like, oh, here we go. This is a real life situation where Lincoln needs to be David Steele and Clyde needs to be his partner, and Lisa has to be the genius in mind to save Royal Woods. So I think this is a cool way of actually making this a real life situation, a real life mission for them to save Royal Woods. So awesome. But yeah, Royal Woods is in danger. So yeah, literally just looking up a lot of evidence after seeing flipping that footage, Todd shows in the trio, they do hop on that Steelmobile, aka Lola's car, and they chase after flipping a car chase scene. Now he tells them he never stole the reactor. It was actually one of Todd's holograms that was in the footage. So how shocked were you that it wasn't actually Flip that actually stole that reactor? Because it kind of felt like it was going to be him that was going to be the villain in this episode.
What could he possibly do with a nuclear reactor in the first place? I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
I
it
don't know.
doesn't.
Maybe put it. Oh no, maybe put it as flippies.
Yeah, no, like honestly, like he may be greedy, he may be gross, and he may be a scumbag, like 90% of the time. But I don't think that he would be like that dangerous as to actually kill people with his flippies with his nuclear reactor. But I digress. Yeah, honestly, when I saw this, I was thinking to myself, I think it's going to be a bit obvious that it's not going to be Flip, just by the simple fact that like it would have been too early of a reveal. It would have been like way too early. So it's one of those things where like when you think that it's going to be an obvious suspect, it turns out that the obvious suspect wasn't the suspect after all. It was actually a hidden antagonist. So I like that kind of twist.
My thing here is that were you thinking that Flip was going to be the villain because you hated Flip?
Honestly, like it would not be like as it wouldn't be far fetched that he would be the villain, but like it would be a bit too obvious. That was kind of the thing.
Right, but now I don't know. I mean, like when you first saw that, I mean, when I first saw that clip, I'm like, yeah, first off, it's a little bit too early to actually predict that Flip was going to be the villain here. But I mean, you go through a chase scene like that, and I'm like, okay, maybe you are. But then at the end, he said like he does confess that apparently he used the bathroom in his house. So oh, gross. You did use your bathroom in Lincoln's house. Ugh.
This is the
um,
definition of literal toilet humor. Literal toilet humor.
Actually, good twist right there. But here we go. So we don't know. So Flip is not the villain, and apparently, according to what Lisa says, it's actually Todd because Todd was still in his quote, what was it, villain form. And
Villain mode.
FYI,
Yeah.
wait. Why, Lisa, would you put him in villain mode? I know you're trying to be realistic to the movie, but oof, with that villain mode, this could be a bad thing, especially with the fact that that Todd is probably still programmed that he's still in the movie and he's trying to like destroy the town now.
Well, not only
So
that, but it's not that that's the problem. I think it's like, but it's by the fact that Lisa forgot to switch off the villain mode.
right, irresponsible Lisa again.
Like I said, it shows that even the most genius of scientists can make mistakes sometimes.
Right, and well, this could turn out to be a big, huge flaw to say. So yeah, Lisa totally forgot to turn off Todd's villain mode. So now they have to chip Micro before he destroys Royal Woods. So in David Steele style, they would. So David Steele style, they'll do whatever it takes to make sure that they actually get to resolve this whole situation. But yeah, definitely a big problem here. I want to explain these next couple of scenes because we actually do get some like awesome references here. But yeah, Lincoln and Clyde and Lisa working together to get themselves away from a nuclear reactor that Todd pretty much has. But here's the thing that I also do like about this episode, considering the fact that look, Todd is the main robot, but remember, there's a lot of other robots that also do pop up as well in this episode, and then some that you actually can remember from previous past episodes. So let's actually go back towards down memory lane, and then let's actually do some quizzing here, Omid. So first off,
Yes.
this bot. First off, this bot. Do you remember this bot? Do you remember what episode this bot was from?
I remember one of them was a Darebot.
No, but this bot right here. I'm just talking about this bot specifically.
Okay.
I'm quizzing you now.
I like he was from a past episode. I just kind of forget what that particular episode was.
I'll give you a hint. His name is Friendbot.
Oh my god. Yeah, friend or foe, right?
Yeah, there you go. That is from Friend or Foe because Lisa made that Friendbot so that he could pass, so that she could pass that that failing grade, for example.
Yeah, friend or foe. I remember it's all coming to me now. Yeah. That robot looks adorable, by the way. But
Just a heads up, I'm like, wow, we're going back again. Continuity continuing to come up because here's the thing: like, we haven't seen this robot in season 2, so it tells me like, what is this robot gone? Like, is this robot like forever gone? And apparently, the Loud crew understands that. Hey, I forgot about this robot. Let's bring him back. And Fredbot is back, and apparently it talks too. So it apparently was working with Todd to make sure that David Steele is, being under surveillance and all. So that's pretty good for Fredbot to actually come back for an episode here. And then we also do get this, and then we also get to see two other robots that also do pop up. I remember them. Do you remember them, Omid?
Yes, one of them is definitely Darebot, and the other one was that robot we saw in The Last Laugh.
Yes, but he actually does appear in an episode before that in season 1, if you remember correctly.
Oh yeah, episode 1. Hang on, snowboard, right?
Snowboard, yes, that is correct. Yes. Oh my god, yeah, dude, I understand. Like we Mr. Reinforced titanium alloy arms. I'm like, wow. So we are bringing back all the robots that Lisa brought back. It's crazy. I never expected to actually see the writers do this, but yeah. So if you want to go down memory lane, we can actually watch this episode and get to see all the robots that Lisa made.
Yo, the nostalgia for old Loud House is so real.
Okay, so let's go back to this whole transition scene here, where the crew needed to actually head over to this warehouse where, was it Mr. Alloy? Oh, sorry, Mr. Chip Micro is still, controlling this whole nuclear reactor thing. But here's the thing: like, there's a lot of things that Chip Micro was going to try to, sabotage David Steele and this crew from, getting to complete their mission. For example, I mean, he hijacked Lola's car, for example, and well, looks like they're veering out of control. Um, he literally was hiding in a warehouse. So how the heck are they gonna get inside, dressing up as robots? This turned out to be a pretty awesome. This turns out to be really like a cool spy episode to say. I mean, this whole thing feels like a spy episode. How do you feel about this whole sort of thing where they need to really do a lot of like spy stuff in order for them to actually get to the villain here?
Steele, David Steele. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. Yeah, it definitely feels like I said, this is definitely a David Steele movie come to life. It's sort of like they reenacted the movie. It's pretty much like they were the movie themselves, but it's actually real. Like the stakes are so high. Like the stakes are that high, and I really do love how they disguise themselves as robots. There, it's really cute. But then, of course, the robots do see right through the disguises, and then of course, they pretty much have to dodge the robots' attacks.
Yeah, this just starts to get all pretty crazy here. Now, obviously, yeah, the chip micro encounters the trios and traps them. Oh, sorry, that's a different scene. So this scene here where we get to see like the spies continuing to obviously defeat the robots. So we get to see Lincoln try to defeat Mr. Titanium Alloyed Arms, and then we also get to see Lisa and Clyde try to defeat Darebot. How do you like these whole scenes here where Lincoln and where they all tried to defeat the robots that are protecting Chip Micro?
Yeah, I kind of like I don't know. I kind of like this whole like honestly, you know what you should call us now? The Louds versus the Machines.
Reference to that one movie.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I really do like this. Like this is I really like this whole like the Louds versus the Machines sort of battle that they go here. And it's especially what's especially intriguing is when Lisa fights off against Darebot because they were partners in the Double Dare episode. Um, so it was actually kind of interesting to see Lisa go up against one of her own creations.
Although to be fair, in this part here, Clyde was the one who actually defeated Darebot.
Yeah, but it was like Lisa and Clyde facing Darebot off together, but then Clyde helped finish the job.
Oh yeah, pretty much. But yeah, those two robots that were helping out Chip Ally were defeated, which means Lincoln, Clyde, and Lisa are about to face off against Chip Micro. But the trio would actually encounter some traps and actually traps them, stopping them from saving Roy Woods. And then this whole scene here, we're like, okay, they only had a few minutes left till Roy Woods gets destroyed. And then there's this one moment where like Lincoln, Lisa, and Clyde were just giving him all these memories. And looks like this actually could help work out. So how'd you like this whole little resolution here where the trio were trying to do their best to stop Chip Micro from, destroying the city by giving him emotional moments?
Okay, first off, I have to bring up one thing. Like, honestly, what this scene is missing is a little dialogue exchange between Lincoln and Todd, to which Lincoln says, "Do you expect me to talk?" And to which Todd responds to Lincoln, "No, Mr. Steele, I expect you to die."
That'd be great if they actually brought that up. That would be a really good like spy moment there.
That would be like a 007 reference. It would have been a reference to one 007 scene where the villain traps James Bond. That would have been pretty cool. But anyway, going back to this scene where Lincoln pretty much reminds Todd of to play this one scene of Todd being a sweet, lovable robot that the Louds all love. Pretty much like as we see from the scene, like Todd really does feel like a member of the Loud family, not just by how big a role he plays nowadays, not just by the fact that he's now a chaperone of the Louds now that Loy is gone, but just by the fact that Todd spends legitimate time with them, watching movies with them and keeping them company and all this stuff. Like honestly, it really does show that for a robot, there underneath all the metal, there is that heart that is still there within Todd.
Man, that whole scene there. I mean, you thinking that was gonna be, Roy Wood is gonna be all destroyed. I mean, literally, he threw off that whole thing. I'm like, oh crap! Now you can't control his like, what is it, villain mode or anything like that. So, now it feels like they're going to really be doomed until Lincoln actually had that idea to actually get those memories out. And no doubt about it, it actually turned out to be really well emotional for Todd. And in the end, he actually like turned his heart from villain to being good, and obviously saved the world. And to be fair, this is actually like awesome the way that they try to have a resolution like this.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's the power of friendship that saves the day. Like
But
even if you have
it's a
villain
good.
mode,
I would say
you're
this though. It was
perfect.
definitely was a good resolution. The fact that it's all good news from there, and it's just awesome to see how Lincoln being so smart, same with Lisa and Clyde, just giving memories to Todd, and in the end, switched his heart, become a good villain, and then in the end, becomes a good guy, and in the end, they save the world, or save Royal Woods in this case, and yeah, really good spy little moments here.
Power of friendship. That meme, power of friendship.
Yeah, but yeah, that was pretty much the end of the episode. But unfortunately, remember that car that was actually tossed out? You might want to talk to Lola about that.
Again, it happened again. Like honestly, Lola's car cannot catch a break. In
No,
these David Steele movies, I swear.
they can always keep on like bringing it up. I mean, we saw that in President Danger, for example. I mean, they literally took Lola's car and made it the Steelmobile, and there you go again. A Steelmobile just got ruined again.
Man, you're giving Lana all these all-nighters, I swear.
All right. So how is your react? So any last thoughts you want to bring up from this episode?
Yes. This has been another movie, another episode of David Steele. I love these David Steele episodes. Keep them coming.
I mean, to be fair, this definitely felt like a spy episode, and no doubt about it. I mean, David Steele is definitely going to be what Lincoln and Clyde are going to be into. I'm guessing Ace Savvy is going to be a little bit less of a big reaction. I mean, we understand Lincoln and Clyde are still into art. We saw that over in that Phantom episode in the Casa Grandes. So it makes me think that look, there's still going to be a lot of things that Lincoln and Clyde are going to be into, but no doubt about it, David Steele is definitely his number one thing that he's into. So if we get more spy movies or spy episodes like this, can you keep them like this? Because it turns out to be, well, an exciting one for sure.
Definitely, I agree.
All right, so how would you rate Lights, Camera, Nuclear Reaction?
I would rate Lights, Camera, Nuclear Reaction a 9 out of 10. It was definitely an awesome David Steele episode. Not quite as stellar as Present Danger, which I still consider to be the best episode of season 6 still. But still, though, for a David Steele episode by itself, it's really awesome. Like, honestly, it felt like watching an actual David Steele movie. And what's really interesting is by the fact that like after it's been revealed that the nuclear reactor has been missing, that's when the episode unravels itself, and it goes from Lincoln and Clyde making a David Steele movie to Lincoln and Clyde actually being in a David Steele movie in and of itself, which I really liked. And also, Chip Micro, one of the best villains of the Loud House, one of the best.
But he's Todd, though. Now he's just going to continue to be Todd.
I actually want to see Chip Micro come back again. Like, he was really an interesting villain. He was definitely an interesting and fun villain to watch.
He definitely was an amazing villain. So my reactions to this, no doubt about it, definitely one of my favorite episodes of season 6. I mean, throughout this whole episode, it was just more like, oh, it's just a spy movie. No, it's actually a real life thing now. Oh, here we go. We get to see Lincoln, Clyde, and Lisa just continue to fight off against Chip Micro. A lot of things in this episode were awesome. I mean, the callbacks to the previous robots that were in the old episodes of The Loud House. Of course, Lincoln as David Steele and Lincoln kicking ass as David Steele. Same with Clyde being the awesome partner. Lisa definitely being like the smart help. And I just feel like if it's going to be a David Steele episode, you get to see Lincoln, Clyde, and Lisa all together. And it all works out in the end. So no doubt about it. Definitely, I felt the action in this episode. I felt like this definitely was an awesome spy episode to see. So yeah, keep them coming with more of the David Steele episodes. I would love to see it again. So I would say this is definitely better than Present Danger.
Really?
And I give it a 9.5.
Really?
9.5 out of 10. I definitely liked it. I was excited throughout everything. I thought they would actually get the whole thing was going to get destroyed. I know it's not. but the excitement was right there. I mean, the resolution in the episode definitely was fun, knowing the fact that you can actually change his mind by giving him memories, and the memories are definitely making him emotional, and that changes his heart. And I thought that was a good resolution for them to get out of their situation. So it's good. It was like, oh my god, the spy, but the spy episode was great. If they can make spy episodes like that, please do it like this.
Yeah,
Maybe
honestly, because
maybe the next 007 movie could be like this.
yeah, because the David Steele movie, the David Steele episodes that we have gotten, like these two, really stellar. Like they're really stellar Steele episodes.
Oh, doubt, no doubt. Oh my god, yeah. Please, let's get more David Steele, if anything. All right. But yeah, that's our review to our Lights Camera Nuclear Reaction. Let's head over to our last episode that aired on July 5th called Food Courting. So let's talk about synopsis here. When Lenny realizes Miguel has a crush on Gavin, the new food court employee, she sets out to help Miguel woo him. Oh, okay. So when you heard about that, by the way, that Miguel likes a guy, well, first off, LGBT representation. But a lot of people are kind of thinking like, wait, Miguel likes a guy. I'm like, wait. You should know that by now that he's gay. So what were your thoughts that this was going to be a Miguel love episode?
Yeah, honestly, when I look at a Miguel love episode, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he's definitely crushing on a guy for sure. Like you could tell by the way he speaks, his mannerisms, his femininity and all this stuff. You could tell that he is definitely gay. Like he's definitely part of the LGBT community, and of course, we love and support that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see a Miguel focused episode without Fiona for some reason. Yeah, there's Lenny and Miguel, but no Fiona. But it's I digress.
You can't always get Fiona, okay? At least here's the thing: like we always see Lenny and Fiona, they are like girlfriends to say. We did have a Fiona episode before. Remember Crimes of Fashion, by the way.
That's true,
which is also part of our what was it, best episode tournament that we're having right now. But I hope you guys voted for that episode.
They weren't established to be friends before until Everybody Loves Lenny, though.
Yeah, right. True. But still, I mean, look, the thing is that we don't focus on Miguel a lot, and at least Miguel gets the spotlight in this episode, and this is his episode, considering that this is going to be a love journey for him, because he definitely loves a guy in the food court, definitely wants to have a date. Who knows if Gavin and Miguel would become a thing? But no doubt about it. I mean, I feel so happy. I mean, I've been loving Miguel ever since I first, when we first heard of him. And look, he's going to have a crush on a guy, and it just tells me like awesome LGBT representation for one thing, and proud for Miguel because hey, he could finally have a guy that he loves to hang out with, or guy that he loves with, or who knows. I mean, this definitely was awesome just to see Miguel, and also the gay representation that also was happening here. It was amazing.
I agree.
So let's actually go straight to the episode here. So the episode begins with Lenny and Miguel going to have a lunch, and then you get to see Miguel try to avoid somebody in the food court. Like she's trying to do this. He's like, making sure that he doesn't, like the guy that he's crushing on doesn't see his face. So it was revealed that he loves this guy named Gavin, who's a brand new employee at the food court. What are your thoughts? Like I said, what were your thoughts on Lenny being a wonderful friend of Miguel, considering that Lenny was going to help Miguel out in trying to get Gavin and Miguel together?
Yeah, this is definitely one of the best traits for Lenny that she continues to show throughout the show. How how much of a big heart she has, and how she is willing to help those around her. This is definitely no exception. Where Lenny, of course, does help Miguel try to woo his crush. Yeah, you could just definitely see how Lenny is there for Miguel, not just as a coworker, but also as a dear friend. Yeah, it's definitely this episode is really good use of Lenny's character.
And no doubt, I mean, like you always know Lenny as the very helpful person. Like she's been helping people all around, from her family to her friends. I mean, no doubt about it. When it comes to love, Lenny will do whatever it takes to make sure one of her best friends would get the crush that he loves, that kind of thing. Like Lenny has a mission to do whatever it takes to make sure her friends are happy. So when it comes to Miguel in this situation, no doubt about it, she definitely would do whatever it takes to make sure Miguel is happy and actually does fall in love with Gavin, and they actually become a couple. That's sweet for Lenny to do. So definitely. Yeah, throughout the episode, Lenny becomes the third person, or I don't know. I wouldn't say third wheel, but more like the ladies' man. I don't know. It's an interesting way to say it. I forgot.
The wing.
Wingman,
wingman,
or woman in this case.
wing woman, yeah.
Yeah. So Lenny does give out some advice to help Miguel out because Miguel's definitely shy, he can't do anything about it. So he first off he does give out some words for Miguel, saying, "Hey, why don't you talk like give us like small conversation to Gavin?" And it turned out that Miguel's also really sucks at that. So how'd you feel about Miguel trying to talk to Gavin for the first time?
Of course, when you try to talk to your crush for the first time, obviously it's not going to go very smoothly. Like, look at this. You see Miguel blushing. You see Miguel sweating. Like, you see Miguel pretty much staying still. Like, all the signs of a person who is literally standing next to a crush and not knowing what to say.
Right. I feel for Miguel. Like I feel like this is actually the literal first time that Miguel and Gavin were going to meet up, and no doubt about it, Miguel definitely is like really nervous. So he literally was about to talk. He literally talked to him, and when he talked, he definitely said the wrong words. Like Letty gave him some words, but Miguel definitely messed up on that, and and I just see this also for Miguel that he always runs away. Like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, I have to run away. Like, and you always get to see him like mess up. He like goes into a fountain, he goes into a water, he goes into a janitor's bucket, and then he also gets like sauerkraut in his eyes. But oof, I get it. Miguel's definitely hugely embarrassed and all. Oh, see,
Poor
I
guy.
feel so bad for him. Yeah. um Then he also tried to do other things as well. There was also this one time where Lenny also tried to communicate with Miguel by, doing some, voice by being the voice of Miguel. So like Lenny would pretty much tell Miguel to say this, and then it didn't turn out too well considering the fact that Lenny was also working as well. So when Scoots came in, oof, again Miguel started to say the bad words, say wrong words. Again, how'd you feel about this situation here? But Lenny tries to help Miguel out.
First off, I love the fact that Lenny uses David Steele
Oh right, I forgot that was
Brand,
David Steele's thing. Yeah.
branded headset from her brother Lincoln. I love the fact that like she can easily borrow items from her siblings, especially her brother. In this case, so I really do like the fact that Lincoln somehow indirectly like plays a part in this as well. But then, unfortunately, as you pointed out, things don't go so well by the fact that uh, Miguel um, tries to say the right things to Gavin, but then unfortunately Lenny kind of slips up because she's trying to do her job, and so of course she says the things like, "I'm gonna need you to step back, miss," or "Give me one moment, miss," and then Miguel says the exact same things, which of course kind of weirds Gavin out in a sense and makes Miguel's situation worse.
It just feels so bad for Miguel because you can totally see that he definitely was crushing on Gavin. I mean, even in some sort of moments here where like he was literally following Lenny's orders, and in the end, like literally just staring at his eyes, just being distracted from from Gavin, for example. Then he totally forgot about Lenny, and I no doubt about it, Lenny definitely was distracted. The fact that like Scoots wanted to pay for this while Lenny is trying to deal with Miguel's situation. So it didn't work out in the end, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all bad, anyways. But here's the thing now. Now here's the thing. Gavin would go to Dairyland, and apparently this is kind of weird because apparently Lenny actually was creepy, literally driving behind Gavin, and finally noticing that he goes to Dairyland. Interesting. So yeah, at Dairyland, Lenny Miguel tries to get in the same ride as Gavin, but it actually ends up being Gavin and Lenny in the ride without Miguel. So well, that plan kind of backfired. But it was here actually where we did things get a little bit interesting because Gavin will actually confess to Lenny that he likes her, and ooh, drama.
Oh
So
man.
when you had this twist moment happen, how did you feel? What were your reactions towards it? Because Lenny, we're helping Miguel, and it looks like Gavin likes Lenny, and this turns out to be really bad now.
Yeah, honestly, out of all the places to confess your love, who would have thought that it would be in a Dairyland version of It's a Small World? Am I right?
Oh God.
And second off, um, yeah, it turns out that Lenny is in quite a awkward position because um, like she's trying to hook up Miguel with Gavin, but it actually turns out that Gavin is actually interested in Lenny instead, which puts Lenny in quite a predicament where she has to try her hardest to pretty much save her friendship with Miguel. So she tries her best to sort of like avoid Gavin. To which I'm like, good, Lenny, you have Scott. Okay, you have Scott. It was a Loud House movie. Okay, so you and Gavin,
we need to
no,
bring this
no.
up. We're not gonna bring this up until the end, but
you and Gavin are no.
Again, we're gonna bring this up at the end later, but yeah, here we go again. Lenny definitely is ruining. She's not really the guardian angel that would help protect lovers between each other, but this turned out to be really bad for Lenny, considering the fact that Gavin definitely likes Lenny. And I don't know if if it's the behavior that Lenny was doing, the fact that she was also creeping up on Gavin too, that she was doing this and that with Miguel as well. I understand that they're trying to hook up, like that she was trying to hook up Miguel and Gavin, but in the end, Gavin likes Lenny, and no doubt about it, Lenny's in a predicament that literally in that whole boat ride, she literally was about to swim in cheese. So it's like, oof, okay, this is getting to be all bad now. So I look, when I heard about this, I'm like, good for you, Lenny, that you don't want this to happen because you don't want your friendship with Miguel to break. Because Miguel definitely loves Gavin. And of course, if Gavin likes Lenny, that definitely is a huge love triangle, and no doubt about it, this could actually break some friendship. So oof. Ooh, I don't know what happens here.
Yeah, and also by the fact that you do see a few subtle hints that Lenny does like Gavin in return, but the fact is that she's willing to put aside her feelings for Gavin, her true feelings, in order to save Miguel's feelings. So I do like the fact that she pretty much goes above and beyond to pretty much make sure that Miguel's feelings aren't hurt or anything like that. And that's what I love about Lenny. It's just about the fact that like she puts others before herself. Like she puts her friends before herself. I like that.
Which is, great for her. But as we continue on with the episode, let's actually see what else goes on with Lenny. So unfortunately, Gavin can't resist Lenny. That he literally would go to wherever Lenny is, like in Reininger's, in the Loud House. No matter what, it just feels like Lenny and Gavin cannot, I guess Gavin definitely does have a crush on Lenny, and it definitely shows the fact that Gavin continues to pretty much creep up on Lenny. So how do you feel about this, knowing the fact that Lenny has definitely been in a big predicament where it's like, I understand, like, you don't want Miguel to see that Gavin is totally with you, and that Lenny would do whatever it takes to make sure Miguel doesn't see that.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna say this right now. Like when you have Gavin playing the boombox music with outside her house, all the while Lenny and Miguel are hanging out inside. Yeah, I can totally feel Lenny going, like being flustered, being, like she doesn't know what to do at that point. Except of course have Lynn pretty much get the bone to Charles, and then to have Lynn toss the bone into Gavin's body, and then have Charles like chase Gavin around. It was like, good thinking, Lenny.
Can I say this though? This is definitely creepy. I'm literally he literally goes in front of their front yard to literally just put a boombox of their favorite song. Apparently, it's that Cheese theme song. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, there's a difference between being in love and being, whatever this is. This is desperate more than anything else.
I don't know. This is just definitely weird for Gavin to do that. But it just tells you that Gavin, no doubt about it, loves Lenny. I'm like, oh no, this is going to become such a huge thing.
I'm just like, give her some space, okay? Like, at least Scott would give Lenny some space. I'm just saying.
Oh boy, oh no. This is why I'm saying, oh no.
Kurt!
No, that's an OC. That's an OC. Rushu, I love your OC art, by the way.
I still canon. Kurt.
That's not canon, though. I mean, I would love it if Kurt actually is in the show, but I'm following the show's little premise here. At least that's an OC I love to watch, but yeah.
Now, see, this is a case where I make an exception. This is where, like, I make an exception. I'm just like, okay, Kurt counts. Like, Like Kurt Tenney is for life. Shout out to Rihisu
So,
Art, by the way. Shout out to Rihisu Art.
okay, I love. Like I said, Rishu, you're an awesome artist. I can't wait to see more of your comic. But like I said, this is definitely that's an OC thing. This is a canon thing. Okay, this is two different worlds. Okay. Oh my god, no! I mean, don't bring up OCs now. We have too many OCs of Lenny loving other guys. I'm like, come on.
But hey, at least he's better than whatever the heck that blank slate was from Undercover Mom.
Here's the thing. He's gone. He's at least gone. Goodbye to him. I hopefully cross fingers.
Good riddance and good riddance too. What was that character?
No doubt about it though. I mean, like this is definitely a huge moment for Lenny here. Nonetheless, here's the thing. Lenny was about to actually confess, not confess, but the thing is like obviously tell Gavin that I can't be with you. But here's the thing, though. Lenny actually does like Gavin. And I'm like, oh, no, here we go again. So what? Is Scott not for you anymore? I'm guessing that. So when I heard about that, Lenny does love Gavin. Just tells me like, okay, so I'm guessing it's not canon anymore, right? The movie's not canon. Because if we actually did have Scott literally come to the Loud House, then I would say, hey, we're canon. Yay, awesome. But no, it's not. Apparently you have Gavin now. So I'm guessing writers are... Okay, now it makes me think, is Gavin and Lenny going to be the future like couple for the Loud House? I'm hoping not.
I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that Scott flies from Scotland like all the way to America and then claim his love for Lenny, and then Scott proposes to Lenny, and then Lenny's like, OMG, let's toast get married. Gavin, I'm breaking up with you.
I'm literally thinking that I really hate it. I really do hate the fact that this could actually become a canon thing, because look, if the next Lenny episode will pop up and Gavin's there, oh boy, this is really going to be a thing. Oh, I'm going to be so sad considering that that makes the movie not canon anymore. I think that was the only thing that I thought that makes the movie canon. I mean, like at least a reference the fact that Lincoln was a Duke of Scotland. Oh, was a Duke of Loch Loud. At least say something like that would actually make the show canon to the movie. But now it's making me think maybe not. This could not be the thing, because this is definitely one thing that I thought would make it canon if Lenny still loves Scott. But throughout season 6, we never saw anything about Lenny and Scott. So it's just like Lenny's still single. Lenny can actually drive now, and now Lenny has a new lover with Gavin. I'm like, oh no, this is all bad. This is now my brain is like, what is happening? I don't feel like the movie's actually canon anymore, and it's just now I don't know what to think. Now I don't know what to think. I'm like, Lenny, just pick a person. I would love it if you and Scott, so we can actually say the movie is canon. But now you have Gavin, and it's like, now what?
Yeah,
this is really confusing.
I'm looking at this. I'm just like, okay, like this episode really did the Loud House movie dirty quite a bit, because the Loud House movie, like the reason why it deserves to be canon, like the whole reason why it's not just because it's an amazing movie, but also just by the fact that it's a bridge. It's sort of like a bridge. It's a movie that serves as a bridge in terms of Lincoln's character development. Like this movie, the Loud House movie was very important to Lincoln's character.
Okay, so at least there's that, but there's other small little tidbits that we also need to bring up too. I mean, hello, Lenny with Scott. I mean, a whole lot of other things. Of course, Lincoln being the Duke of Loch Loud. I mean, there's no reference in that either, so it just tells me like this was just not canon. It would suck if it wasn't canon, but I need some sort of reference from the Loud crew. If they could at least make some more episodes, because there's going to be a lot more episodes in season 6. I really hope that they actually do bring up a reference that says like, hey, somebody from Loch Loud is coming back to see you. I'm like, the movie's canon to the show. Yay.
Angus. I want to see Angus visit the Loud House.
Yeah, dude. Oh God. What if I forgot the name of the girl? Fuck.
Morag.
Yeah, what if Morag comes and actually tries to rule Royal Woods? Ooh, that'll be fun to see.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that, because we've seen Morag try to rule Loch Loud, and so what's stopping her from trying to rule Royal Woods? But then again, she wouldn't get that much peace and quiet in Royal Woods, though. Considering
it's a lot of mayhem over there.
So I don't see her over there. I actually don't see her try to rule Royal Woods, considering how loud it can be, figuratively and literally.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what thoughts you have, knowing the fact that Scott and Lenny might not be a thing anymore, and now you have, Gavin and Lenny.
travesty. It's blasphemy. Lenny and Scott were cute together, dang it. Lenny and Scott were cute together. And now you do them dirty like this? Come on. Come on. Like, the reason why
Mm.
Lenny and Scott clicked is because Scott was a bit of a diss himself. And so you do see this sort of like, ditzy connection between Lenny and Scott. In a sense, like, and just by the scenes of these two like looking at each other, like there doesn't seem where they even blush at each other when they first meet, and then like it contributes to a really funny line where Lenny's going on saying, "Hi Scott, hi Scott, hi Scott," and then
Hi,
she says,
Scott. Oh,
like,
how do you know my
"Hello, we're in
name?
Scotland." Oh, see, that would have been perfect. Like, that would have made the joke like pay off, like even like way beyond the movie. But no, we gotta toss Scott out like into the bin, and then give him a new love interest, which isn't really all that great to be honest. Like, he's not the worst love interest of Lenny. Remember Undercover Mom? But it's just that in terms of Gavin, he's not really the best. Like, he's no Chaz, and he's definitely no
Mm.
Scott. He's definitely no Kurt, okay? He is no Kurt Logan.
Oh my god. God, we gotta bring up Rushu's OC all of a sudden here.
Yes.
Like I said, I love the comic. You're not gonna bring up OCs, okay? This is literally the canon thing that Loudhouse is doing, okay? God.
I want Mauricio to hear what I'm saying right now. Mauricio, if you're watching this, Kurt Tenney for life.
Oh my god. I have to say this though. I mean, dude, Letty has a weird like history when it comes to lovers. I mean, you had Chaz for one thing, and now Chaz is gone. Goodbye to him. You have Scott, and it looks like Scott is gone now because I feel like the canon thing is over. And now you have Gavin, and now you have Gavin. Now it makes me think like maybe it could happen, but now this kind of breaks the record of like, oh, how many guys did Letty just ditch? Oh boy, but yeah, it just feels like Gavin and Lenny are going to be a thing. But remember, Miguel still likes Gavin. So when Miguel actually saw Lenny talk to Gavin, of course this leads to an awkward little situation here. But you know what's weird though? Miguel still forgives Lenny because she's just too nice, and that he knows that Lenny was trying to do his best to trying to do her best to make sure Miguel and Gavin are together. So what's your thoughts on this little fight here that Miguel and Lenny had?
This is a really nice scene because it shows how Miguel, Miguel technically is mad, but not for the reasons you may think. Miguel isn't mad at Lenny because Gavin likes Lenny. Miguel is sort of mad because she didn't express to him that like Gavin likes Lenny and all that stuff to him, and and what I like about this is that rather than a usual, cliche fight that leads to a misunderstanding and all this stuff, no, the episode takes a mature route and then has Miguel display his maturity and pretty much putting others before himself. Which in this case, just like how Lenny was putting Miguel before herself, Miguel does the same by putting Lenny over himself, which really does show how much of a healthy and genuinely heartwarming friendship, like mutual friendship, that the two have.
My thing here is that I thought that Miguel was going to obviously get angry, and he did get angry considering that he did get hurt. The fact that Lenny and Gavin were talking together, and it makes sense why Miguel gets angry. Just the fact that like, hey, I thought you were helping me, but the fact that Lenny actually confessed and said sorry and then did all this stuff just to make sure Gavin and Miguel are together. At least Miguel understands like Lenny's situation, and that Lenny is definitely the kindest, most like amazing sweetheart that everybody loves. Though at least they actually are still friends, no matter, even if it kind of looked bad, the fact that Lenny did take Gavin. And it was kind of weird though at the end of this though, Miguel actually helps out Lenny. And how'd you feel about that? That Miguel was actually helping out Lenny trying to hook up with Gavin.
I loved it. I loved every second of it. Like Gavin helping out Lenny was really awesome, and it's nice to see him pretty much sacrifice his crush for Gavin just to make Lenny happy. Just how Lenny has been doing for Miguel. I really like that. It shows, like I said, a mutual friendship, and also just by the fact that I also love, especially the fact that like Miguel sort of threatened Gavin, saying that if you heard Lenny, you have to answer to me. I'm just like, boom. Like that is friendship material right there. Like
Dude,
Miguel
I
is
didn't
just friendship
expect
material.
Miguel to become so fierce like that. I'm like, yeah, no, okay, I like you now, Miguel.
Love that dude. Love that guy.
uh, I mean, I just gotta say this though, he definitely does help out Lenny out in this situation. And you know what's kind of weird? When Lenny was talking to Gavin, she literally was talking just like Miguel was when they first met, where like she literally says, "Oh, do you love the food sauce? Do you love the boat sauce or whatever that thing he was talking about? The dream boat. You're talking about like certain foods and that kind of stuff. And of course, she's messing up with her words, so it just tells me like, okay, looks like you two definitely do like each other. Oh no.
I told you, man.
I gotta say this. I gotta say this though. This looks to be a canon ship, and I'm very sorry to all the Scott Teddy fans and Chess Eddie fans and all the other Letty fans out, other ship Letty fans out there. But this could be possibly the next canon ship for Lenny, and I'm like, ooh. Now, here's my thing. The next episode, if Gavin is in it, then yeah, I believe it's gonna be Gavin Letty. Ooh. I know
Anyway,
Lead is not okay with that just because of Scott, because Scott just definitely got erased.
Scott and Kurt. Scott and Kurt.
Kurt is not even real. It's OC, okay? Can you please get that out of the system? Kurt will never be in the Loud House. I'm sorry.
I mean, like, and also the thing too, like I said, the signs have always been there. The signs have always been there where Lenny likes Gavin. The signs have always been there, and it's also nice to see that all the signs really paid off here.
Yeah, so here's the thing though. I mean, like, awesome the fact that Lenny and Gavin looks to be a couple, but here's the thing, Miguel. I mean, he's literally by himself. He doesn't have anybody to love. Or does he? Well, it turns out that he actually does have another person that he really likes. It turns out to be that one person that always picks up Miguel when it comes to his, like, watery situations. It looks like he actually likes Felix, and they actually did ask out on a date literally at the end of the episode. So there's a chance Miguel and Felix could become a thing. So how'd you like this whole little ending here for Miguel?
I love the fact that Miguel still gets a man at the end. Like Miguel still gets a boyfriend at the end. It's just not the one that we expected, like in the beginning. It's still nice to see a twist in which Felix also plays a significant role in the end of the episode. Like he's not just there just as a side gag or whatever. Like no, he actually later on plays an important part in Miguel's life.
Oh yeah, I mean, I no doubt about it. I just hope that they actually do become like a couple together. Let's see, because literally this just all came out in the last 5 minutes of the episode. It's just like, oh, Felix and Miguel, oh, Letty and Gavin. Are they really going to be literal ships in the next couple episodes? We'll wait and see. But if these two actually do go out together, can't wait to see how this goes. I really do hope Miguel does have a good love life eventually. In the Loud House for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, all of us, no doubt about it, this episode definitely gave us all squeeze.
Yes.
Yes.
We were all this. We were all this at the end.
Yeah, so to at least Miguel in this case. I'm sorry for all the Gavinetti fans, but I don't think you all were screaming like this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we ship Miguel and Phoenix. We ship Miguel and Felix more than Lenny and Gavin. That's saying something.
I do love it though. I mean, no doubt about it. Anything else you want to bring up from this episode?
Nothing much. I kind of want to see not just a double date, but a triple date where it's Lenny and Gavin. I can't believe I'm saying this. With
you're going to accept it eventually that Lenny and Gavin are going to be a thing.
No. Okay. Four dates. 4 dates where you got the 4 oldest Loud siblings with their dates. Like you got Lori and Bobby with Lenny and Gavin, with Luna and Sam, with Luann and Benny. I kind of want to see how it all plays out.
That'd be actually pretty cool. All the Louds with their significant others. That'd be pretty cool. I gotta say this though. I mean, I kind of felt that Felix and Miguel already started when he literally was about to pick him up in this one scene. So, I mean, it was right there. I felt it was right there about to happen. It's just that it took him a while because Miguel definitely loves Gavin. Now Gavin is with Lenny. And then there you go. Hey, these two are going to become lovers. I mean, this would be great if they actually do, hook up together.
Yeah, I want to see more episodes of them. Another thing I want to see a double date with Lenny and Gavin. Again, what am I saying? With with
Yeah, I gotta
with
say, you're eventually
with the
going. You're eventually going to
guys
accept it. You're going to
with
accept it.
Miguel and Felix, and then we're gonna see how it goes.
Oh, and then of course I gotta bring out, look, I love Miguel's flair. Like he definitely does have the poses and all. So I don't know what. It just feels like I know this is a Miguel episode. It definitely does make me like Miguel a whole lot too. So no doubt about it. It definitely helped out my love for Miguel.
Totes fab.
And then last but not least, can we say this though? Is Tippy like the best advisor? Because it just feels like every loud always talks to him. Even Ronnie Ann even talks to um Tippy the cow.
Yeah, somehow they always go to like Tippy the cow for advice, and it's like, yeah, imagine you're in Disneyland and then you go to Mickey Mouse for relationship advice.
Oh God. Well, then again, Mickey and Minnie has been together for like over 50 years now, or no, way more than that actually.
That is true. So it is different. Whereas with this, on the other hand, like honestly, I want to see Tippy the cow with Tilly the cow. You know what I mean? No,
Huh?
not the Tilly, not the Tilly. We're talking about like Tilly the cow was sort of a Dairyland cow version of Minnie Mouse.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, let's. I don't have anything else to say, so let's get to it. Omid, how would you rate food courting?
I would definitely rate this a 8.5 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. I do not like honestly, I wasn't really that fond of Gavin as a, a boyfriend for Lenny. He does really great spaghetti stick food, but like other than that, I wasn't a fan of him like creeping at her. However, everything else I love about it. I love how Lenny and Miguel have this strong, healthy friendship in which they put each other before themselves. And of course, Miguel's crush on Gavin is just like so cute, so adorable. And then you do see all the exaggerated ways in which he is shy around his crush. And and I like how the episode like pretty much takes a shift, like it creates its own original idea in which the person that is hooking up you know her friend with a crush, actually turns out that the crush actually likes the wing woman instead, but the wing woman tries to get out of the relationship in order to spare her friend's space. So that was really touching. That was really touching. And also Miguel and Felix for the win.
Miguel and Felix for the win, but it's just only for like 5 seconds that they actually do hook up. But we'll see how that goes in the future episodes. Who knows? This just could be one little blip, and you never don't see Felix anymore. So we'll see. You know what? Like I said, it kind of sucks considering that we were going. Remember, I'm never going to see Scott anymore. Looks like Lenny is probably going to be with Gavin for quite a while. I don't know what to say. I just feel like this is going to be the canon thing. So here's my thing. Like if we have an episode coming up where Lenny actually does like hang out with Gavin, there you go. That's probably the canon ship. That tells me that Scott is probably gone. This tells me that the Loud House movie is probably not canon anymore. So this makes me a little bit more sad that this is going to happen. This is possibly going to happen. But
injustice, man, injustice. Like Loud House movie deserves to be canon. It deserves to be 100% canon. Especially by the fact that not just that Lenny and Scott are adorable together, but just by the simple fact that, like I said, the Loud House movie was really significant. It was the most important thing to ever happen to Lincoln Loud's character.
I know exactly. I think that's the only thing that actually was important for the Loud House movie, to make sure that Lincoln actually turns out to be a really good character in the future of the Loud House, which is true. Season 5 and season 6, no doubt, definitely shows that Lincoln is an amazing character. But then for the other things that also happened in the movie, look, I mean, Scott Eddy, for example. I mean, the fact that Lincoln was a part of was a Duke of Lock Loud, it can be at least have a reference to that. I mean, there was nothing about that, so it just tells me that it may not be canon anymore to the show, and it kind of makes me sad. But besides that, I felt like this was a great episode for Miguel. It just makes me it just shows how Miguel is an awesome person. Yes, he is gay, but at the same time, it just makes me like him a lot, just because it just tells me how awesome of a character he is. He does have a lot of awesome. He has awesome flair. I understand his little situation where he tries to be. He's really shy towards a crush. We've all been through there, by the way. So looking at how Miguel was like trying to talk to Gavin for the first time, you can totally see that he was like staring in his eyes. He was nervous. That's kind of like me sometimes whenever I talk to my crushes, So no doubt about it, I feel for Miguel. But yeah, and of course the episode with the plot twist where Gavin likes Lenny, and of course Lenny needs to hide the situation that he likes her. I thought that was absolutely kind of crazy. The fact that they had that twist, which I like, by the way, it was like, oh, I believe this is going to be a straightforward episode where Miguel and Gavin are going to be together. No, there's your twist there, where Gavin likes Lenny, and then in the end, it's all worked out in the end, considering Miguel did end up with Felix and Lenny does end up with Gavin. So I think this episode was definitely a lot of twists and turns. No doubt some drama also happened as well. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode. But there are some like hiccups here and there, but no doubt about it. Definitely an exciting episode for Lenny, and no doubt a great episode for Miguel. 8.5 out of 10 for me. I think this was a really cool episode. But like I said, as we continue on with these next couple episodes for the Loud House, it just tells me that the Loud House movie may not be canon to the Loud House, and I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. I thought you all said the movie was gonna be canon to the show, and it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. It kind of sucks. I'm like, this isn't good, but we'll see. There's a lot of other episodes in season 6 and season 7, but well, who knows? Who knows? I'm guessing we're speechless.
Scott Teddy deserves. All I can say is Scott Teddy deserves so much better.
I'm so sorry. Scott Teddy is probably gone, guys. Scott Teddy's probably gone. But yeah, that's pretty much it for our episode reviews. I want to thank y'all for checking out our recording of this episode. So if you guys want to listen to our Loud Casa Talks podcast is available for all podcast providers: Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts will have the episodes there for you. And you can also check out our YouTube channel as well. And for those who are watching on our YouTube, make sure you also hit that red button to subscribe, and also hit the bell button so you'll be notified whenever the next episodes of our episode reviews or Loud Casa Talks come up. And if you're watching on our Twitch right now, it would be great if you actually follow us on our new Twitch channel, twitch.tv/LoudCasaTalks. Please follow. We're trying to get up to 50 followers. So hopefully you guys do like this. If you guys do love this episode reviews, go check. I mean, obviously hit the follow. We do this every Wednesday now. So every Wednesday, come on back here on Twitch, and we'll be able to give you guys new episode and all. Next week, you guys, we'll let you guys know that we are not going to have a episode reviews. Just a heads up, we're not going to have a Constant Grandies episode reviews, which we're going to be planning to do the week after next week, because next week we're going to be doing something a little bit special for you all. If you guys have been noticing our Instagram and Twitter, we'll be giving out polls for which episode is the best right now in season 3, which means that the preliminary rounds is about to be over. So next Wednesday, we're going to show you all the best episode bracket reveal show. Yes, this whole tournament, we're going to have the bracket reveal show. We've doing this a whole lot recently. So, come back next week. We're going to review what was the best episode, what was the worst episodes of season 3, and obviously give you guys a bracket so you guys can see what episodes go where. I mean, number 1 right now, surprisingly, is an episode that I didn't expect to be number 1, but we'll see if that continues to hold on its spot. But there's still a lot more matchups being run on our Twitter and Instagram. All you got to do is just vote on our Twitter and Instagram polls. And then by next Wednesday, you'll get to see which episodes will make it to the bracket, which ones will miss out, which ones are the worst episodes, which ones missed out literally barely. And yeah, we're doing it again. We're having our best episode tournament for season 3 Loud House bracket reveal show. That's going to be happening next Wednesday. So please come on back here on Wednesday on Twitch so you get to see the bracket being revealed. And yeah, this is going to be quite a fun one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So get yourselves ready, Loud Crowd, because let me tell you, there's going to be a whole lot of episode debates on which episode is better. There's going to be a whole lot of voting and polling and all this stuff. So get yourselves ready. Get out and go out there and vote.
Now, my thing now, Omid, do you have your favorite episode of season 3? Which episode you're going for?
Okay, my personal favorite is, of course, Roadie to Nowhere. It's been my favorite since the day it aired because of how much it relates to me personally, and also because it was definitely one of the more real Loud House episodes per se. But also, really loud music is also another favorite of mine. Just by the simple fact that they managed to pull off like really powerful and big Luna Loud character development right there with lots of musical numbers emphasizing Luna's loud music. So yeah, it's definitely the top two favorite Loud House episodes of mine, not just season 3, but in general, are the top two favorite are two episodes that focus on my favorite character, and there's no bias at all.
My thing here, you know that Racing Hearts is a season 3 episode, right?
I know, but
I know.
Racing Hearts is top 10.
I thought you were actually gonna bring that episode into your top favorites.
Like Racing Hearts is top 10 favorite Loud House episodes. Racing Hearts is definitely top 5, like somewhere in the top 5, but it's mostly the two that I mentioned that are in the top 2. The others are that episode. Also, Head Post Anxiety is also up there as well. Like that's a Luann and Lucy episode, which I really love. Also, what was I going to say?
Yeah, just think about it. Consider just hopefully your top 5 episodes actually make the bracket.
Season 3 has what I could still consider to be the best Cleek and McCloud episode to date. Deal Me Out.
Deal Me Out. Yeah, no doubt. I actually do like that episode too. So let's see how it all goes out. Like I said, next Wednesday, we're going to reveal the bracket out for you, literally live on Twitch and also on YouTube as well. So hopefully you guys can check it out next Wednesday night. But yeah, we're going to be taking off the reviews for 1 week and be giving out this bracket for y'all. But yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. Let's see who is the best season 3 episode of The Loud House. But yeah, that's pretty much it for us here. Thank you all very much for checking out the stream tonight. My name is Nate.
And this is Omid saying thank you all so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening to what we have to say about these 4 episodes. We love doing this we love talking about these episodes, but it's just that we're going to be taking like 1 week break in order to focus on the episode 27. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be really exciting. Until next time, smell you later, loud crowd.